Well, he said it was, it was a pain to drag all that stuff out there and work in the fields and drag it all back home at night.
Yeah.
Well, he found a little baby fawn, and he, helped raise it with, milk from some of the other animals they had. And he got the fawn on up. The fawn got pretty big. Him and the fawn were best friends. And so one day he got the idea. He just strapped all the rakes and shovels to it and led him out to the field. And then they took him and used him, put him back on the deer, and took him back. That was easy. It saved a whole lot of effort. So, one day, they had him all loaded up, was ready to go, and one of the hoes had a bee's nest started in it. Okay? And they come out and stung the deer. Just about the time they got to the edge of the field. He took off across that field, and then utensils was coming out trying to fall out, the hose and the rakes and stuff, and all they did was tear up the ground. And they all stood there and looked at it. And one of the older ladies come out there and said, "Who plowed up all this field like that?" And they said, "John's deer." And John Deere has been a famous name ever since.
What else you got? Jean's deer.
John's deer. I told that at the John Deere distributorship, where they just box all the stuff up that people's order for parts.
Yeah.
It is a big place too. And I told that on the docks while I was checking some scales. And them guys on the dock was laughing their panties off. They thought that's the funniest thing they ever heard. John's deer. Well, by the time I went in to get my paperwork signed, the lady that signed my paper said, "Have you got time to tell me the story of John's deer?" And I said, "Ma'am," she said, "I've heard 19 versions of it." And she says, "They don't sound right." And they told me that you're the one that told it to them on the dock. So I told her the story of John Deere. John's deer.
Yeah.
And she sat there and looked at me. She said, "Do you mind if I use that story at my next meeting?" I said, "Ma'am," I said, "you can have it, you can write it, you can publish it, anything you want to do with it. I made it up driving out here this morning." And I said, "Can't you see that deer taking off across the field with the hoe and the rake and all that hanging out just digging up the ground?"
Yeah, definitely.
And she says, "John's deer. I love it." And she signed my paperwork and everything, and then says, "You've been trying to get me to get them 2 scales in the back changed to digital scales so I wouldn't have so much trouble with them." I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "How soon can you do that?" I said, "How about this afternoon?" She said, "I'd love it. Write me a price." So I called and got the quote. The boy brought me the parts while I was taking these apart.
Yeah.
In less than 2 hours, she had 2 electronic scales in the back.
I bet she loved that.
Huh?
She loved that.
Oh, yeah, because you guys didn't have to wait for it to stop doing this or to slide the bar across to get the weight of the empty box. All they had to key the weight of the empty box in and hit, and there's the weight. That's how much weight's in the box.
Do you remember, like, the bully goats or the dork, the dweeb, and the doofus?
The bully goats running the troll off the bridge because he kept the bridge in good shape. And he didn't like living in the mountain. So he built the bridge so the animals could get across the river because he saw them having to swim.
Yeah.
And they'd give him pieces of whatever it was that they went and gathered. Honeysuckle, honey, anything that they'd got. They'd give him part of it. And the bully goats saw this. Not billy goats, but bully goats. So they went out there and told him they wanted part of the action. And he says, "Part of what action?" He says, "I don't charge nothing." So they beat him up, threw him off the bridge. But since none of the animal friends would come help him, he just went on downstream and says, "Hell with them. They didn't want to be friends with me after all I've done for them," because he kept the bridge up.
Yeah.
Well, the bully goats charged everybody a toll. Okay?
Yeah.
But they said, "Well, you used to pay the troll. You can pay us the toll."
Mean.
And that's why sometimes you come to a bridge, that thing drops down, you have to pay the toll.
Yeah.
Or the troll.
The troll.
And I had them all talking that we'd go down towards 400, and Eugene or Ryan or one of them say, "Oh, look, we got to pay the trolls."
The troll bridge. I remember that.
But then the bridge washed away. One spring in the flood, the bridge washed away. The troll never came back. The bully goats are still despised by all the other animals.
Yeah.
And they don't like them.
Makes sense.
And they still don't have a bridge, and now they have to swim the river. That's the way that went. Tweet, Twitter, and twerp.
Tweet, Twitter, and twerp.
Never heard that?
No.
Mama bird sitting on the eggs. It's time to hatch. Well, here comes one. First thing he said, tweet. Okay, your name's Tweet. And he come one out of his egg. Boy, he got out of it. Got that mouth open. The next one, he cracked his open. He got his head out. Twitter. So that was Twitter. So the other one, his egg cracked, but he didn't try to seem to want to get out of it too much. Mama bird's done feeding these two. So finally the last one come out. He just come out and looked around, and he didn't want to get out of the egg. He wanted to stay in where it was safe. But he kept growing because Mama was feeding. Finally the egg fell apart. He didn't want to do that. Well, now his brothers were sitting up on the edge of the nest, getting fed.
Yeah.
And she'd feed him once and them twice. Him once and them twice. And they were working their feathers in the wind. So finally Twerp decided he'd have to get up there if he wanted to eat, so he got up on the side of the nest and he's eating. But one day Tweet decided he was going to go after Mama down there in them bushes, because that's where the bugs were.
Yeah.
And he'd been lifting up off the nest. So he just... Mother bird started calling for the other two. Well, Twitter, he said, I can do that if Tweet can. Twerp just sit there. Feed me, feed me, feed me. I'm hungry, feed me. Mama wouldn't feed him. She said, you want to eat, you come down here. I can't do that. I can't fly. Come feed me. Come feed me. But one day the farmer's cat happened to be walking through that part of the little woods there, and he heard that, come feed me. He looked up and saw that bird in the nest.
Yeah.
He said, this is going to be too easy. So he climbed the tree, crawled out on the limb, and the little bird saw him coming and said, oh my God, here comes the cat. Mama warned us about that damn cat. So he got off the nest and started walking out on the limb. Well, the cat got closer and closer to him. Got closer and closer to him. Twerp's sitting out there, and he can't go no further. He's sitting out there, and Mama, Mama, Mama. She said, fly, Twerp, fly. His brothers is hollering on him, fly. And he said, I can't. And the cat just looked at him. And just as the cat reached for him like that, the fear got a hold of him, and he jumped off the limb. Flew right down the bushes where Mama was. Well, that wasn't enough. I can fly. And he started doing loops and circles and everything else, and became the best flyer of the bunch.
Yeah.
So, if it's something you got to do, don't be afraid to learn how.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, I tried to put the story
I know.
with a moral to it.
Yeah.
You know, if something